Hello, friends. Welcome to today's episode of the Optimize Online Marketing Podcast. Today, I have a very special guest for you. His name is Zach Spuckler, and he is a Facebook and Instagram ads marketing expert. Zach has been running Facebook ads since 2015, and since then, he's helped over 10,000 people with Facebook ads. He's managed over $3 million worth of ad spend through clients and through his agency, and he's also the host of the Not Your Average Marketing podcast, which has had over 500,000 downloads since it began. What I love about Zach is his authentic approach to marketing. He's not about overnight success or crazy hacks or quick tricks that'll get you to see money tomorrow. He's in it for the long game. It's not about gaining the customer today. It's about nurturing that relationship and building that trust, because having that trust is so much better for your business in the long run. Gone are the days of running a bunch of money to a webinar and then seeing all those sales roll in overnight. Today, it's all about getting the customer to know, like, and trust you before you make that introduction to your offer. With that said, let's welcome our Facebook and Instagram ads expert, Zach Spuckler. You're listening to the Optimize Online Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Barnes. I'm a customer journey marketing strategist, and I help you maximize sales by optimizing the customer experience. Hi, friends. Welcome to today's podcast. Today, I have Zach Spuckler here. I'm so excited for Zach to be here talking about Facebook ads and Instagram ads. So, Zach, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself in your own words.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. Like you said, my name is Zach Spuckler. My company is Heart, Soul, and Hustle, and we are a small Instagram and Facebook ads agency and education company. So we work with people who are doing six-figure launches all the way to I've never run a Facebook ad before, through various elements of our business. So we have people who we run the ads for them. We have people in the middle who we set them up together. And then we have people who are like, I've never been in the ads manager. And we do that through a variety of different things, including like our membership and our boot camps. And then, like I said, all the way up to the agency. I've been doing this for about 10 years. I've been running Facebook ads for just over a decade, which is crazy to think. And yeah, I say Facebook ads because that's how I started, but it's Facebook, Instagram, Meta, the whole thing. But yeah, that's who I am in a little word.
Awesome. I'm so excited to be talking with you today and talking about Facebook ads. And there's different people who have expertise in Facebook ads, but I specifically wanted to talk to you because I like your approach to the way that you do Facebook ads. It's no longer ads to a webinar and then a bunch of clients overnight. Instead, it's more of this nurturing your audience before you make the sale. Can you talk a little bit about where Facebook ads, you've been doing this for 10 years, so I'd love to hear
Yeah.
kind of where Facebook's ads kind of originated and kind of where it is today.
Yeah, so we like to call it like the new way versus the old way of advertising. So the problem that I kind of see, if you could even call it a problem, is that so many people are talking about like, oh, just run ads to your funnel or just run ads to your webinar, and people will buy from you. And the reality is, we saw like these really, well, at least I saw two big gold rushes, so to speak, online. 2014 to 2016, it was like course platforms were just becoming a thing, right? Up to that point, you kind of needed to like code stuff into your own website or embed videos and create logins. And like it was really complicated. And around 2015, 2016, things like Kajabi and Teachable and Thinkific started coming onto the scene. And we saw this big influx of just people interested, and it was new and it was novel. And then by about 2020, things were starting to slow down. Like, admittedly, things were a little slow 2019, 2020, because we started to see this market saturation. Well, then we had the big pandemic and no one could leave the house, and all you could do was be online. And we saw this big influx of like people just like, I want something to do, whether it was take a course or learn a new skill or grow their business. And so again, we saw this resurge of courses from like late 2020 into 2022. And things have started to slow down again, only if you are doing what I call the old way of advertising. So, with that context, the old way of advertising is basically like, oh, I'll just run a bunch of ads on a Monday for my webinar on a Friday, and then like everyone will buy from me. And the reality is, it just doesn't work the way it used to. And it really comes down to a few things. The biggest is market sophistication. Like, people know, especially if you're in the marketing space, that webinar equals sales. Like, we just know that, right? And so there's this level of skepticism. There's also a level of, we're like calling it the trust recession. I heard this somewhere, and one of these days I'm going to figure out who said it first, but we're calling it like the trust recession. And it's this idea that like so many people during these big influxes, 2014 to 2016 and 2020 to 2022, they bought things that weren't good or didn't deliver on the promise. And so people are now skeptical that you're going to be different than everyone else. And so the only way to really overcome those things, to overcome the fact that people are buying at a slightly lower rate, that people don't trust as easily as they used to, is to build relationships with people. And so this is what we call the new way of advertising. And this is not thinking about your ads on a day to day or even a week to week basis, which is like stressful, admittedly, when you're first getting started, but it's thinking big picture with your ads. And I think sometimes we get nervous about that because we think like, well, I need to make money to spend the money on the ads. And I don't disagree with that. But, and what I tell people is you probably didn't start your business to like make $1 million in 90 days and then like cut and run, right? That's not what most people listening to this podcast are doing. Probably all people, really. I know you have such an amazing crowd. And it's like what we have to realize is if you're looking to be doing this in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you have to be thinking long term. And so short term thinking, such as I'm going to do a launch next week, that's what I'm going to put all my energy and effort and money into in advertising, begets short-term results, but long-term thinking begets long-term results. And so the way we look at it is kind of number one, always be growing your list. We do that with Facebook and Instagram ads, but we are always growing our list. I think we spend around $200 to $250 a day. You do not need to spend that much out of the gate. It took, like I said, I've been doing this a decade. It took a while to get there, just growing our email list. And we don't make a ton of money on those ads, but we get a ton of leads that we nurture and build a relationship with. And the second piece of that is we have those leads that we speak to. So I do podcasts like this. I have my own podcast. I'm starting to put content on YouTube. I post on Instagram and Facebook. And again, I've been doing this for a decade. I have help, I have a team, I have people. You don't need to be in all these places at once. Even if you just email your list once a week with something valuable, that's worth it. And the third piece is yes, grow the list. Yes, nurture them, but nurture with value. And I think this is the biggest shift that people don't like to talk about because it doesn't self-serve the way it used to. And that is, we used to pervasively hear, I don't hear it as much, but I see it, sell the what, not the how, or give the what, sell the how, right? And the problem with that is because of the trust recession, because of the fact that people are more skeptical and aware, if you don't show people your chops and prove to them that you are the person who can get them results, that show them that they can get results, they're not going to trust you. And so the last piece of this is grow the list, nurture the list, but also nurture them with actually good stuff, stuff that you could sell, stuff that would be worth money, like actually solve people's problems. And you may not see an instantaneous return in 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, but as someone who's been doing this for 3 years and our launches get bigger every single quarter, and wonderful people like you, Stacey, invite us on their podcast to talk about our launch and represent our launch and share our content. Like, we know it's working, whether you look at it qualitatively of like the relationships we're building or quantitatively as the launches are getting bigger.
Awesome. That was so good. Thank you for sharing all of that. I want to shift just a little bit towards the marketer who's brand new to Facebook ads. They're getting their offer out for the first time. They haven't done any ads before. What kind of what kind of recommendations do you have for that newbie marketer who's like, okay, I have an offer and I want to get it out there, but I don't want to spend $250 a day on ads. Like, where do you recommend
Yeah.
that they start?
Yeah. So here is the very real reality. You need to spend $50 to $100 testing your ads to find what works. The biggest thing I've picked up from people who are just getting started with advertising is they've done one of two things. They've either hit the boost button and they're like, nothing happened, totally normal, or they've tried to run ads. They maybe spent 5, 10, even 20 or $30, but they're like, it didn't work. And they kind of like cut and run, they panic, right? Where you need to be is you need to be ready to spend $50 to $100 testing what works. And when I say testing, just to be really transparent, what I'm talking about is you need to try different copy, the text that goes with your ad, different creative, the images or the reels that you pair that with, and different audiences, the people that you actually run the ads to. So like people who like Amy Porterfield, people who follow Brene Brown, people who shop at Whole Foods. You need to target different people with different creative and different copy to see what actually performs in your audience, right? This is what most people skip. They don't want to spend the $50 to $100. And I say that $50 to $100 is like the cost of research, right? Then after that, $5, $10 a day, you will grow your list consistently with that. So there's like a small upfront cost. And I think the cool thing about that is most people aren't willing to do it. And so it's like most people won't do hard things. So if you're willing to do the hard thing, you automatically separate yourself from the pack and start getting amazing results. But then $5 to $10 a day ongoing is a really great place to be in terms of like how much you need to spend to get the results. And then the other thing that I would say is in terms of the ads themselves, I like to run what are called instant form ads. So what you think of with an ad traditionally is I'm going to send people to my website. They're going to put their name and email in a form. I'm going to get their name and email, and then I'm going to start emailing them. But instant form ads actually live on Facebook. And I love these because number one, so many people still love to dog on them. Like they didn't work 4 or 5 years ago, but they work really well now. They're like the backbone of our business. And you don't need a landing page. You don't really need a website. You just build the form in Facebook and then you send the content over to your CRM. So that's like Kit, Active Campaign, MailChimp, Aweber, whatever you're using to send your emails. And I love instant forms because number one, Facebook likes that you're not sending people away from Facebook. And so they reward you by making your costs a little lower. We also find that people fill out those forms at a higher rate. So we typically get a 30 to 40% opt-in rate on a landing page. We get like a 60 to 70% opt-in rate on instant forms. And so if you're a math nerd like me or you're a data nerd, you're doing the math that if it costs less to run and more people convert, you ultimately pay less per lead. And so you grow your list faster, cheaper, but with the right leads. And just to address it, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I've heard that like the Facebook forums are bad, like don't do Facebook forums because they don't work. What I tell people is they're not the same type of lead that you get from a landing page. Like I will meet you halfway there. However, lead quality is not based on landing page versus lead form. Lead quality is based on, does your freebie solve a problem? And that's kind of what I was talking about with like the new versus the old way. Is so many people used to run freebies like get my 5 steps to whatever, or 3 mistakes you're making with this, or the perfect roadmap for ABC. And it's like solve a specific problem, because the freebie that we run is called the $15 a day Facebook ad strategy guide. We know if you opt into that, number one, you're interested in running Facebook ads. Number two, you're willing to spend $15 a day. And number three, you want to be doing that. So that qualifies you as a better, not person, but a better lead. It qualifies you as more qualified to want our Facebook ads bootcamp when it comes around, because we know if you said yes to that, you meet that criteria. So don't get hung up on the, is this better or worse than my website opt in? Really the quality of the lead is based on the quality of the opt-in.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that so much because I think a lot of us offer these lead magnets. There's this whole thing of just building your list and creating a lead magnet for the sake of list building. But
Yes.
I think that people need to realize that your lead magnet needs to connect with your final offer. Otherwise, you're just drawing in random people to your audience who may not even purchase what it is that you finally have to offer. So,
Yes.
talking about that, what are some mistakes that you see people doing in terms of their lead magnet? Like what seems to work the best, and also what do people tend to try to offer as a lead magnet that doesn't usually go so well?
Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily say like, well, the biggest mistake is that they offer content that could be a blog, or especially in 2025 is like, I can go get that information from ChatGPT,
Yes.
Claude, or Google, YouTube. If it's something that I feel like I can go get the information with a simple Google search, it's not a good freebie. That is the biggest mistake. What I say is that your freebie needs to meet 4 criteria. It needs to be valuable, meaning it actually solves a problem. Does it solve a problem? Not is it good content, not does it showcase your expertise, does it actually solve a problem for somebody? Two, is it relevant? So is it relevant to the other things in your business? The example I love to use is like, don't do an Instagram Reels guide if you're doing an Instagram Stories course, right? It's like, sure, it's both Instagram, but their relevancy is not there. The third thing is that it needs to be desirable. So valuable in that it actually solves a problem, but desirable in that it's the problem your audience actually wants to solve. One like really simple example I give to people is like our Facebook and Instagram ads for list building bootcamp. It's all about like how to grow your list because our audience wants to grow their list and they want to reach more people with their offer. If I said like how to run Facebook ads as a holistic ecosystem to create daily sales, like it sounds attractive, but honestly, it's not desirable because people get overwhelmed at that idea.
Mhm.
So when it's like, I just want to grow my list, I want to start there, it's desirable. And then the last thing is digestible. They have to actually be able to get through it. We've looked at our stats. Most people open your freebie one time, maybe a second time if you're lucky. So if you create something that's like really bulky because you're like, oh, value means lots of stuff. No, value means you solved a problem. Desirable means it's a problem they want to solve, but they need to be able to get through it in 15, 20 minutes and actually see some sort of result. So when it's desirable, valuable, digestible, and relevant to your offers, you're going to get the right people opting into your email list.
I love this. I love that you have a little framework for the
Yeah.
freebie. This is so awesome. So I'm gonna have to type that out and make a little graphic because I think that is so cool. So let's say we've got a great freebie, we've got great ads, now we've got leads in our CRM. Now we can't just let them sit there. So what kind of content do you send out or how do you nurture these people? I know sometimes you talk about a welcome sequence when they first come onto your list. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I start really simple. I always say keep it simple to start, right? So we start with a 5 email sequence. 5 emails. Thank you for opting in. Here's your freebie, a piece of content. We pitch a low ticket offer. We give another piece of content, and then we pitch a low ticket offer the second time. That is our simplest onboarding sequence, right? We'll expand that up to 10 to 15 emails over time. But I tell all of my students just shoot for B minus, whether that is the copy, the headlines, the subject lines, the email itself, the low ticket offer, like just get it out because an ad that runs a sequence that's created in an email that's sent will always outperform the one that you never sent because you're still trying to make it perfect, right? So that is my simplest sequence. And then I just email once or twice a week. And for me, it's going to depend on your niche and your kind of like your brand and your vibe. But I write a lot of stories. I'm a storyteller, so I will relate anything and anything to stories. So, like a couple weeks ago, I was flying to Los Angeles to meet some friends who were flying from Australia to meet us there. Anyway, I was like, oh, this would make such a good email, like talking about how we made sales on the plane, which I'm not that sensationalist. I swear the actual like content of the email was like, we made all these sales on the plane because we've been doing work for the past 30, 60, 90 days, what I'm talking about here. Um, but I'll write emails like that. You can also just put out podcasts, blogs, YouTube videos. I say whatever you're actually going to do on a regular basis, do that. And if you're like, I don't have a blog, I don't have a YouTube, just email the list. Tell a story. Tell them why they should listen to you. Give them a piece of advice. You know, there's so much that you can do. The biggest thing is just communicate with the people that you're adding to your email list because they want to hear from you. That's why they opted in the first place.
I love that. What was it? $3,000, 3,000 feet in the air. I don't
Oh
remember the
yeah, three
subject.
thousand dollars, 30,000 feet in the air. Yeah,
I
super fun
love
email.
that subject line was so cool. And I read the email and I love how like authentic you were about it. You're like, no, I didn't just like sleep and get sales on the plane. Like this is what actually happened. But
Yeah,
I personally enjoyed that email. I thought it was really fun. And I
thank
really
you.
love like again, like how transparent you were about the process, not like, oh, I'm just sipping mimosas in first class and here's all this money rolling in. Like it was very
Exactly.
it was very if you're on Zach's email list, you'll see it. It breaks down exactly how he got those sales. And it's a result of a lot of hard work
Yeah,
that he put in up front. So yeah. Um, so let's talk a little bit about challenges for a moment. I'm gonna do a little bit of a shift. So we
sure.
have all these people on our list, and now we're getting ready to sell. And you like to run a little boot camp for
Yes.
your membership. So kind of talk about how this boot camp works, how challenges work, to get people to eventually buy into your offer.
Yeah. So what we do is once people join our list, we once a quarter, I always say once a quarter, but inevitably end up doing it 3 times a year. So every 3 to 4 months, we do a 5 day Facebook and Instagram ads for list building boot camp. I call it a boot camp because admittedly, like it's not the easiest thing in the world to write copy and design images and set up ads, but if you put in the work, you will get the results. And so we do a 5 day boot camp, which is really just a challenge launch. If you ever heard of a 5 day challenge launch or a 3 day challenge launch, we do 5 day challenges. And essentially, Monday, we teach you how to design your images. We give you templates. We give you AI prompts for your copy, frameworks, templates that you can just kind of plug into. Tuesday, we put it all into the ads manager together. So you set up your ads. Then Wednesday, we basically talk about this concept a little bit deeper, like understanding how does this actually play into the bigger picture of advertising for your business. Day 4, we look at the results of your Facebook ads and go like, are you happy? Are you sad? What do we need to tweak, change, shift so you can optimize? And then the 5th day is about like targeting some of the new people that are joining your list with new content and like next steps if you want to continue, which like you said is our membership. So we use the 5 day boot camp to move people into our membership. And what I love about a challenge, especially this challenge, is that it really establishes 3 things. It establishes, number one, I know I can run Facebook ads. Like as the customer, they know I can run Facebook ads. 2, it establishes, oh, Zach knows what he's talking about. Because 3, it establishes that Facebook ads will work for them. So it builds self-trust, trust in me, and then trust in the process or trust in the strategy, which is Facebook ads. And then our membership is like ongoing ad strategy, Facebook ads for launches, Facebook ads for sales, Facebook ads for engagement, Facebook ads for low ticket offers, because there's a million different ways to advertise beyond just growing your list. And so it creates this really beautiful experience for people where we charge $25, but we tell people like if you don't join the membership, you will be growing your list by the end of the week. Like that, I think that's what I love so much about it is we actually get results for people. We've had like 35, yeah, 3,500 people have gone through it. And it's just like so cool to see that every time people get leads. It's a really highly rated. We survey and ask people what they would rate it. And yeah, I mean, that is the process. But feel free to ask me more questions about the challenge concept of it. The only other thing I'll say is like when we're doing our 5 day challenges, I think the biggest misconception is people think like, oh, I'll just give for 5 days and then people will want it. But if you kind of read between the lines, you don't have to, I'm going to tell you, but if you read between the lines, we're actually really intentionally creating people that, we're creating the demand in people to want our membership, right? So we're not going into it being like, oh, if we just teach them Facebook ads, they'll want more. We're like, no, if we teach them how to grow their list, then they're going to say, well, what do I do with these new leads? How do I market to these new leads? What should my onboarding sequence look like? All things that we address in your first 90 days of membership, and then ongoing support because they will quickly learn in their first 90 days of membership, like, what do I do if my ad does this? How do I tweak that? What should I change here? And we have a really highly supportive community that creates great retention for that. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I have actually been a part of Zach's both his challenge, his Facebook what is it, $15? No,
$25 Facebook and
25.
Instagram ads for list building bootcamp. I know it's a tongue twister.
Yes, I've been a part of the boot camp twice, or at least every iteration that it's run. I've also a member of the Not Your Average membership,
Yeah.
which is all about Facebook ads and list building. And there's a little bit more to it than just ads, but I absolutely love both. And I've actually seen the best results in working with Zach, getting those sub $2, I think it's closer to $1.50 leads from B2B
Love it.
in the B2B space. So it's been really amazing to kind of get those leads in through the ad strategy that Zach has, because I have actually been spending prior to the boot camp, I think the leads were something like anywhere from almost $2 to $4, so averaging about $3 a lead. So Zach's been able, with his strategy, I've been able to bring that cost down to about $1.50, and it's been really amazing. And they're good qualified leads, and I really love the way that you teach Facebook ads. I love the way that you teach nurturing your audience, and it's not like this overnight success thing, but it does work. I love that I can get leads, and when I need to quote turn it on, I just, take what you've
Flip it
taught
on.
me and then just generate those leads. So it does work, and I'm super excited to be. I'm actually, full disclaimer, I'm an affiliate for Zach's Bootcamp, but I think you would absolutely love it, especially if you are new to Facebook ads, because Zach breaks it down step by step. So I am actually going to let Zach talk about how this works, especially if you're somebody who's new to Facebook ads, have never run ads before. I think this is a perfect place to start. So Zach, tell us a little bit about your bootcamp.
Yeah, so I talked about like conceptually what's in the boot camp day by day. So I won't bore you with that a second time. But what I will tell you is our goal with the boot camp is that you spend $25 to join. You budget that, $50 to $100 to test, $5 ongoing. So we say, plan to spend $100 to $150. But by the end of 5 days, if you follow along, like that is the qualifier, you have to do the work. But if you do the work, most people add 50 to 100 new names to their email list over the course of the week that the challenge runs. And that's my favorite thing about it is we have the stats to back that up. So it's fun because we we talked to a friend of mine. We actually sent an email during our promotion of the boot camp and we said like results are typical. Like typically if you follow along you get results. Now, are you going to get the best results at the gate? Some people do. That I won't sit here and be like everybody's going to get 50-cent leads all day long. But what I will tell you is if you follow along and run the ads, I pretty much guarantee you will get leads. And I know that you will because I've seen it, but also we have a 14-day money back guarantee. So you can technically do the entire challenge, go through it the entire 5 days plus the weekend to see if you get results. And then you have another week to go, maybe that wasn't worth it. And we'll issue you a full refund. I think we've issued like two refunds on this that were actually related to content. One person didn't understand. They were like, "Oh, I thought they like sell watches," and they were like, I don't sell watches. I sell, work for online course creators." And the other person was like, "I'm just too busy to show up. I didn't get to do it." And so we honor that because it's no questions asked. But all of that to say, it's just this incredible experience. And I will give you this little teaser. We always do a theme. That is my
Yes.
favorite part of the boot camp. We always do a theme. So our last theme was in my list building era because we had just finished the Eras tour with Taylor Swift. I'd like a life-size Taylor Swift cutout. We bought giant friendship bracelets that we hung on the wall. The one before that was cats, like literally just like cats, which was so fun. All of my friends were like, "This is the craziest thing ever. This is never gonna work. Why are you doing a cat theme?" And people loved it. We've done like iconic things of 2023, which was like the Barbie movie, Stanley tumblers. Like we just have fun. So this one is gonna be when you yes, when you wish upon a lead. No, yes, yes, it is. It is. We just finalized it this morning. So it's ultimately very fairy tale, Disney inspired. It's going to be super fun. I won't tease too much, but all of that, I throw that in there because I want you to know like, it's a very dry topic. I wish I could be like, ads are so fun. But if you're not a marketing nerd like me, like hardcore, you're going to be like, ads are not fun. And that's okay. But we really go out of our way to make them fun. We have prizes and giveaways and gifts. I remember we did the cat theme one, and by the end of the week people were only responding in the private community with cat gifts, which was so fun. So like we keep it light, we keep it fun, but we also get results. So if you want something that's not just like this dry banal watch a 40-minute video and then like waste away as you hate how boring it is. We also have fun too. So that is our Facebook and Instagram ads for list building bootcamp. Like I said, it's 25 bucks. I know you have a link that you're going to share, Stacy, and we would absolutely love to have you.
Awesome. Yes, the link to join everybody is optimizedonlinemarketing.com/ads. So optimizedonlinemarketing.com/ads. That'll take you to my personal affiliate link. I'll have a little bonus for anyone who signs up through the affiliate link. But if you want to join, that is the place to go. All right. Thank you so much, Zach, for joining us today. Do you have any parting words of wisdom that you'd like to share before we end our time here?
Oh, yes. The only thing I will say, the last thing I will say, and I always say that, and then I say two things, but I'm going to try to say one thing, is just try it. Like it does feel like a risk. It is an expense. And at the end of the day, you have finite resources, both financially and in terms of your time. And so what most people do is they say, I'll run ads when. I'll run ads when my organic takes off. I'll run ads when I get, my first 100 customers. And what I've come to realize is that if you say, I'll run ads when, you're missing your window. And I'm not like a sensationalist, like, you have to do it now kind of person. But I want you to think about it. Like, if you really think back over the last 30, 60, 90 days, whatever you've chosen, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, is it really growing as fast as you want it to? And ads are an amplifier. That's really all they are. They're just guaranteeing your content is seen. And so, do I post on Instagram? Absolutely. Do I post on YouTube from time to time? But I know no matter how inconsistent I am, whether it's my podcast, my Instagram, my YouTube, my ads are always running. So no matter what happens, my business is always growing. And if there's a part of you that's saying my business doesn't grow if I don't post, or even if I post, my business doesn't grow, I would just offer you risk it. You got to risk it for the biscuit. Risk the 150 bucks, see what happens, look if you get the leads. And if you make it 5 days down the road, you go from April 28th to May 2nd and you go, you know what, it just wasn't worth it. Great, but now and like I said, I guarantee you will get leads or we will give you a full refund. You will get leads. So if you're like, I'm willing to commit 5 days to know I'm going to get leads, it's probably worth it. And so I know I said one thing. Little
Oh
asterisk
no,
says,
go
is
for it.
even if you do this, if you listen to this whole interview and you're like, no, I'm not doing the boot camp, but I'm thinking about ads, I just want to offer one other thing, which is ads are the only thing where trial and error costs you money. So if you're vibing with me and you're like, I like this guy's energy, come join our boot camp, try it. If you're not, that's totally chill, but please, please, please promise me you'll at least watch a few YouTube videos on how to run Facebook ads, do some Googling, maybe take a course from someone that you do vibe with. Like if you're like, I'm not coming to a Disney princess themed challenge, like totally get it, respect it. You're wrong, but you're entitled to your wrong opinion. Um, but if you're vibing with it, come hang out. But if you're not, don't just dive in blindly because it costs money or time to learn. And the time is better spent learning than throwing 150 bucks. You've probably done it with the boost button. It's going to cost you money. And if you don't know what you're looking at, you're going to spend that money and not learn from it. So I'll be quiet now. That's all I have.
That was great. The thing is the $25 cost for this boot camp is, to me personally, I think it's ridiculous. Like I think it's like crazy cheap for you guys, I'm dead serious. Like even if you don't join the VIP,
Yeah,
even if you don't there's an additional option after this, but if you just spend the $25 and then the money on the ads, oh my gosh, the value that you get, the feedback that you get on your ads is ridiculous. Like you literally cannot get this anywhere else. Like I don't think there's a single place that you can get this much value for the $25. Like it feels like pennies compared to the value that
yeah.
you're getting out of this boot camp. Like I cannot praise this enough. Also,
Mm,
again with the one more thing. Sorry. I want to
okay.
talk about the prizes in here because um or when you do challenges in general, how you do prizes, because I remember when I did the last one that it was the Taylor Swift theme, and you had these Taylor Swift theme prizes, and I swear it was the only thing that kept me going because I was so over creating copy, I was so over creating ads, but it was like, oh, if you share this, you'll be entered to win a prize. And it's like, it's nothing that I couldn't buy on my own. It's not like I couldn't
100%.
afford whatever it was, but it was just like, I have to win. I have to win. And it was like, for some reason, nothing else motivated me more than trying to win that prize. So, can you share a little bit about how you use prizes in
Yeah.
contests to get people to take action?
Yeah, so basically the way it works is every day will give you something to do. So like day one is like go write your copy. If you write your copy and submit your images, not only will we review them, we actually hire a copywriter the week of the boot camp to like come in and help us support doing copy and creative feedback. But you get entered for a chance to win a prize. And then all of our prizes are themed. So like I'm trying to remember what some of them were. Like we did a different era for the Taylor Swift one, but like for example, our cats one, we did like cats and calamity pack, which was like all these fun cat themed game night ideas, which was super fun. We love exploding kittens. Fun game. Look it up. But like we just keep it fun. But we also say like if you don't want the prize, we'll just give you an Amazon gift card of the equivalent value. So it's like it keeps it on theme, it keeps it fun. But if you're like literally, I don't need, not that this is an actual prize, but you're like, I don't need, Cinderella's glass slipper. Great, no worries. Get the Amazon gift card, but at least it keeps it fun and keeps the momentum moving and incentivizes people to take action. And there's benefit for you as the um, student to take action for sure because you're more likely to get results. But obviously, if I can get you through the 5 days, you're more likely to want to join our membership. So it's and everybody wins. Plus, there's prizes. Like, what's not to love?
Yes, I love it. All right. Thank you so much, Zach. Thank you for taking the time to spend. Thank you for taking the time to. This is my,
I love it.
sorry. My brain is done. Thank you for joining us, sharing your wisdom on Instagram, Facebook ads, challenges, all the things. Again, if you want to join Zach's bootcamp, you can join at optimizedonlinemarketing.com/ads. And I hope to see you all inside of the bootcamp. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you're interested in joining the bootcamp, you can sign up through my affiliate link at optimizeonlinemarketing.com/ads. Again, optimizeonlinemarketing.com/ads. This will take you to my affiliate link. And once I've seen you sign up through the affiliate link, then you'll get 1 month free inside of the Optimize Online community, where you'll get additional support for an entire month. Now, you won't get that additional support with Zach. However, you will get an entire month with myself, and I'll be able to look not only at your Facebook ads and copy, but I will also take a look at other marketing assets such as your sales page and your landing page. You'll also be able to join us for our live Q&A coaching calls. So this way you can work directly with me live during our calls. You'll have a little hot seat and you can ask me questions there. All right, again, the link to join us for the bootcamp is optimizedonlinemarketing.com/ads. All right, I hope to see you guys inside of the bootcamp. Take care.